Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're exploring a really profound philosophical concept, the architecture of inner peace. We spend so much of our lives trying to control our external environment, our jobs, our absolutely packed schedules, the people around us. But right now, we're going to look at how to master our internal environment. Using some incredibly powerful source material, we're going to uncover exactly how to manage our emotional responses to protect our inner peace, literally no matter what kind of chaos is happening outside. We're going to map out how our minds actually process negativity, and most importantly, how we can effectively shield ourselves from it.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want to ask you something. Do other people's words actually hurt you? If someone makes a snide remark, insults you, or just speaks to you downright rudely, do you feel an immediate sting? Most of us would instantly say, yes, absolutely. It's just a super common belief that other people's words are the direct cause of our emotional pain or our sudden bursts of anger. But what if the words leaving their mouth have absolutely zero direct impact on your feelings? Unlearning this myth is the very first, absolutely crucial step to building an unbreakable foundation for your mental well-being.
All right, let's look at Section 1, Thoughts Shape Feelings, the Origin of Emotions.
To kick this off, we are going to completely flip the script on how you perceive conversations and conflicts. Think about the chronological breakdown of an argument. Step 1, they speak. The words are put out into the air. But here's where the magic or, the disaster happens. Step 2, we think about what they said. We process it, we analyze it, we assign our own meaning to it. And finally, Step 3, we feel an emotion based exclusively on our thoughts from Step 2. Listen to this carefully because it's a game changer. We do not feel what they say. Let me repeat that. We do not feel what they say. After hearing their words, we feel what we think in our own minds about what they just said. The emotion is manufactured entirely in your own brain, not in their mouth.
The truly profound realization here is that our thoughts, not their words, create our reality. And that means you have ultimate power. Do we actually have a choice? If someone doesn't speak to us properly, can we still choose to think well of them? Yes, we totally can. We have the power to intercept the process right there at Step 2. Even when someone speaks to us poorly, the choice of what to think next belongs entirely to us.
Moving right along to Section 2, Choosing Your Response, the Interaction Game. To really visualize this dynamic, imagine human interaction as tossing balls back and forth. If someone speaks to you aggressively or unfairly, well, they've just thrown a black ball at you. When that black ball arrives, you have exactly 3 options. Option 1, you absorb the black ball. You literally just take their negativity, internalize it, and let it ruin your whole day. Option 2, you return a black ball. They spoke to you incorrectly, so you decide to speak to them incorrectly right back. You retaliate. Or, Option 3, you receive a black ball, but you choose to send a white ball back instead. You actually have the option to return positivity instead of matching their negative energy. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast between these active choices. Sending a black ball means retaliating and escalating the whole situation. It means matching their rudeness and adopting their negativity as your own. Sending a white ball, on the other hand, means remaining polite. It means they are rude, but you are courteous. They don't speak properly to you, but you speak properly to them. They don't behave well, but you maintain your good behavior. They don't think well of you, but you still think well of them. You're actively choosing to send a white ball, completely regardless of what they threw at you.
But looking at this, a very natural question pops up, and the source material directly asks us to confront it. Why should we send a white ball when they sent a black one? Why shouldn't we just send a black ball right back? If they're being rude and difficult, why do we need to do all this heavy lifting to remain polite and think well of them? It kind of feels unfair, doesn't it? It feels like we're just letting them win or being overly submissive. Why on earth should we bother being good to someone who is actively being bad to us?
Which brings us to Section 3, the hot coal effect, the dangers of retaliation. Now, we are raising the stakes from tossing simple colored balls to something way more dangerous, fire. Consider this logic for a second. If you throw hot coal at someone, whose hand burns first? Just sit with that. If you want to speak poorly to someone, if you want to pick up a burning piece of coal and hurl it at them to cause them pain, whose hand actually has to catch on fire first? Yours. Your hand burns first.
And this brilliantly illustrates the mechanics of retaliation. Before you can ever hurt someone else with your words, look at the steps you actually have to go through. Step 1, you have to generate negative thoughts about them in your own mind. Step 2, by holding on to those negative thoughts, your own peace of mind is destroyed, your own happiness vanishes. And then, only in step 3, do you finally speak those harsh words out of your mouth. In your attempt to prove how tough or powerful you are by returning that black ball, you've actually inflicted the damage on yourself first. You burned your own hand. What did you actually gain from that? Absolutely nothing. You only suffered a loss.
Let's bring it all together in Section 4, Protecting Your Inner Peace, the Ultimate Solution.
You know, society often tells us that acting politely towards rude people is just being the bigger person, which implies it's some sort of sacrifice we make for the sake of the other person or just to keep the peace. But we need to completely reframe that concept based on what we've just learned. There is a universal law at play here. The energy we send out passes through us first. You are the conduit. If you choose to send out negativity, that negativity absolutely must flow through your own mind and your own body before it ever reaches the other person. If you choose to send out positivity, love, and politeness, that positive energy heals and calms you first before it ever reaches them.
So the crucial point is this, and it's honestly the ultimate plot twist of our explainer today. If our action is retaliation, meaning we throw the hot coal, who loses their peace? We do. Who benefits? Absolutely no one. But if our action is politeness, sending that white ball, who loses their peace? No one. Who benefits? We do. Choosing good behavior is not a sacrifice you are making for their benefit. It is an act of sheer self-preservation. You are literally doing it for yourself.
By thinking badly, we only ever harm ourselves. When we ruminate, when we harbor all this anger, when we sit around plotting our snappy comebacks, we aren't harming the other person at all. We are solely and exclusively damaging our own inner peace. Choosing the white ball isn't about letting the other person off the hook. It is a selfishly brilliant strategy to protect your own happiness and maintain the beautiful architecture of your inner peace. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take with you into the real world. You now know the mechanics. You know that you only feel what you think, not what they say. You know that retaliation is just burning your own hand with a hot piece of coal. You have complete control over your emotional responses moving forward. So, the next time someone throws negativity your way, which ball will you choose? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep protecting your peace, and I'll see you next time.